Speaking of Korea, there's been some headlines on the Korean front with NBC, which is one of the Korean broadcast groups.
TV network, yes.
Tell me about that.
So very, very fortunate. I'm really glad that working with NBC, they're one of the biggest TV network, and so they're translating the book into Korean. And next year, 2016, we'll have a live theater, children's musical theater show based on Rainbow Island, based on all the characters. It'll be live, maybe probably 1,000 or 2,000 people theater.
And then I was reading some NBC publicity, and they were talking about a theme park and a TV series,
yes.
Lots of different things from these characters. They also said something different that I read that made my ears perk up a little bit about possibly having the hero of your show, Yuning, maybe have her actually travel to Korea.
Yes.
Or travel to so you're ready to take her into the real world?
Yes or no. Yes, I think I would, to visit some historic places. I would love to take her to China, the Forbidden City, or the Great Wall. I think it's fascinating to a lot of people in other parts of the world that is not, that's not familiar and really curious and interested in China history, because China has such amazing 5,000 years of history. So I think in the second book I would put some of the Asian influence, the history of China and a little bit of Korea, to put it in the second book.
Yeah, there's not really much of that in the first book. The characters could sort of be from about anywhere.
Anywhere from the universe, she's actually she will be traveling to the forest, the snow mountain, or out of space. It's not a really set location, but I would refer, the second book I would refer maybe some parts of the history from China and bring her there, and so instead of just like a fantasy world, I think we'll add some kind of educational.
Yeah, maybe she could be a time traveler, or
she is.
Yeah, to go to places
so
of the past as well
yes.
as maybe even the future.
Mm-hmm. I think it will be interesting for kids and adults, and even just everybody, to know and understand a little bit of the China history.
Tell me a little about your travel schedule these days. It's hard to hit a moving target, that's for sure. You really must have a lot of frequent flyer miles these days.
Yes.
What are your 3 or 4 basic touch points? Where do you go the most and stay the longest in this process?
Well, I'm based in Los Angeles, so I always go back to LA, and New York is, I come to New York and LA, I would say the most. New York, very much. I love New York, I used to live here. So New York, LA, Shanghai, I go a lot, Beijing, Hong Kong,
and your family, some of your family lives in London, and I know you grew up in a family that traveled a lot and worked in the financial world. Do you think that international travel is what gave you some ideas for having a hero of your book be a real traveler, a flyer that goes all over the place?
Yeah, I think that definitely set an example, I would say. It's really gave me exposure to so many different cultures. That really, I think it's really gave me, a broader idea of people's, open-mindedness and just being exposed to so many cultures since, growing up. So that really, I think that's my parents.
Have you given yourself, some people give themselves a lot of artificial deadlines for things, but have you given yourself a timeline on just how long you think you can hang on at this pace, producing Rainbow Island versions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
I don't, a lot of people, yes, they set themselves deadline. I probably need to do that, but I don't, I feel, creative work it's difficult sometimes to really, you could give yourself a deadline and just kind of tell yourself, okay, this is 6 months and you have to finish this. But, I won't be so accurate. I would be maybe another 2 weeks, but I never thought of how long I will be doing this, because this is my passion. I love doing this, and I don't see this as work. You know.
I've never asked you this before, but do you have a team of collaborators that help you when you're stuck for an idea, or when you have writer's block, or you just can't seem to finish a thought or a paragraph? Do you have some close people that you can call in the middle of the night or go knock on the door and say, hey, this is not working, can you help me with this?
Unfortunately, I don't. For the book, no. I have to really just, I do it.
Just wait till it happens, right?
Yeah, it's discipline, and wait till it happens or just do it. For me, you just write, just continue writing. It doesn't matter what you're writing. It doesn't matter if it makes sense or not. Just keep writing, and when it's done, you just pick out the good parts that works for the chapter.
I know you like to go to the gym. You love working out. Do you get any inspiration when you're, on the treadmill?
I do sometimes, but a lot of times I'm answering emails or answering texts, calling people on the phone, doing two things at the. But yes, sometimes I do. Most of the time that I get my inspiration and ideas is when I'm out in nature, when I'm hiking, when I'm rollerblading by the beach, and I'm, swimming in the ocean. That's when I most get my inspiration. Yes.
So, has the media been kind to you? I know you've been very kind to us coming here, but have you had some good, met some good people along the way on the TV and radio, print side of things?
Very thankful and gracious that, yes, being in Europe too, a lot of trades, and they've been really good to me. And every time they think of me and ask me, hey, would you like us to do something for you? And so it's been great. All positive reviews so far.
That's good. Yeah, there have been. That's definitely for sure. It's been on several bestseller lists and such. So, what's the timeline for this Korean project? When is it actually going to be rolling out?
So it will be out next month. Pretty soon. Next month, the book will come out, and the live theater musical show will be out in 6 months, 2016. And there's followed by a TV show and movie that we're planning right now.
So is the live show, is it going to be in a fixed location? Is it going to be like in a theater in Seoul or somewhere that it's going to run indefinitely?
Yes, it's going to be in Seoul and over parts of Korea, yes.
And then will they make a traveling version of it?
I think so, because I think they have relationship with some of the TV network in China as well. So they're planning to travel that to different parts of Asia.
Now, I also haven't asked this question before, which is strange because I've asked you so many questions over so many times. Music. Music is a very important part of telling a story.
Yes.
And obviously when you read the book, unless you're listening to China America Radio in the background, there's no music there. So you do. I know you have the audio book, and I've heard a little bit of it. But are there any plans to score a future show, make it more of a musical production, not just background music, but actually have the characters, sing songs and lyricize a bit?
Yes, I would love that. Sort of like Broadway shows, you mean? Yeah, that would be great. That's what Koreans are doing. They're turning it into a musical theater with some acting in Korea. So I would love that to have some of that in English language. And yes, I didn't plan on it. That's not really my expertise, but I would like that.
Well, you might need a collaborator for that. You might find somebody who's not busy and could write some great songs for you.
That would be great.
Well, listen, it's been a wonderful visit again. We keep coming back. I hope you keep doubling back to New York, which you say that you do, and every time you come back with a whole new story. But thank you so much for thinking of us and telling your friends around the world about China America Radio. And we keep giving away your books every time we go out somewhere. People are clamoring to get a copy of your book. We about got mobbed at Asian Heritage Month down on Mott Street. Ethan, one of my colleagues, is here with me today, was down there, and he can definitely attest to the fact that when we started spinning the wheel to win prizes, everybody south of Canal Street came to our tent and lined up around the corner to win a copy of your book.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it, and I hope you visit us again, and I hope your stars continue to rise.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.